You all tired of Ryan Reynolds yet? Yeah, me neither. That's why we had to check out his new film, The Adam Project. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're reviewing the film The Adam Project, coming to Netflix March 11th. Now, as I said, I'm not tired of Ryan Reynolds, and anything that he's in, I'm automatically interested in. And the other interesting aspect about this is that I've seen that a lot of people got to check this out about a month early, shall I say. And of course, there's embargoes and whatnot, but overall, you can sort of sense that there's nothing but good, good energy, good vibes coming from out of it, you know, in terms of that, because people were posting pictures of being at the premiere and all that sorts of stuff. You know, when people like things, they have a good time, and sort of those are type of the responses they got. So it was a good sense going into this that I was going to enjoy it, and I definitely did. It's totally a Ryan Reynolds film, so you know what you're going to expect. But there was one interesting aspect about this that I was not expecting, shall I say. We're going to get into it. But in this film, The Adam Project, Ryan Reynolds plays Adam Reed. But before we talk about him playing Adam Reed, we have a young Walter Scobell, who is brand new, making his film debut, playing young Adam Reed at 13 years old. Who's still processing, grieving the death of his dad. And that's really caused a lot of issues in terms of his conduct at school, his relationship with his mother, and all sorts of different things. But one day, he stumbles into his dad's garage where he finds a mysterious pilot who eventually reveals that he's the older version of him. Thus, Ryan Reynolds, who is the adult version of Adam, who has done some time traveling because he's went back into time in order to, shall I say, correct some things. And all of us, we understand what time travel is. At least we think we do from all of the different movies and television shows that we watch. And we know how that could be problematic. But this sense of time travel is just a little bit different. They do define how their time travel is different from what you would expect, and sort of the repercussions of time travel, because you think like if older is interacting with younger, that obviously is going to cause some issues, but they explain exactly how that all works out. But yeah, older comes back, lands in the incorrect year, now needing the help of 13-year-old Adam to help him finish out his mission, which he technically wanted to come back a few years earlier so he can save his significant other being played by Zoe Saldana, which I was not expecting. Like, I didn't watch the trailer. I saw a couple of quick little promotional work and Ryan Reynolds being in it, and I was automatically sold. Not to mention the dad is played by Mark Ruffalo, which I'm like, okay, yeah, absolutely sign me up now, you know. But yeah, he tries to come back to save his wife. So that's part of the mission. But at the same time, people are after him and whatnot. So there's that. Now, my only one knock about this, and like, this is extremely nitpicking, but like, obviously if you've seen the trailer or if you read the synopsis, it's already very much given. It's very intertwined into terms of what's happening. But if they had not introduced the fact that time travel was in this film, which they tell you within the first 2 or 3 seconds of the film in the title caption, I think the element of surprise of knowing that younger Adam and older Adam meeting would have been more of a shocking revelation that at some point you would have guessed it because it becomes a little bit obvious. But like, I still think like for the shock factor, it would have worked to their advantage if they had not have told anybody that this whole time travel thing was happening. If they would have kept the two characters separate, and then eventually they met, and it was kind of like, and then we started to kind of put it together that it was time travel, would have been much better than like the first 2 or 3 seconds of the films with a caption saying, "Yes, folks, time travel is real." I don't know why they did that, but yay, here we are. Now, again, like I said, the movie doesn't play by typical time travel rules. Because he completely interacts with his younger self, which you think would impact things regardless of how, whatever his own personal motivations may be. However, and this is called parallel contact, by the way, but they do explain how it differs from our typical, or shall we say our typical explanation of what time travel does and the repercussions of time travel. But yes, there is still ramifications of time traveling, causing catastrophic time changes and whatnot. This film, I think, is very impressive visually and the special effects. With everything happening with this whole space adventure and even some of the tech that's being used on Earth, I thought all of the visual effects and visuals were just really good. But with that being said, a little bit about the title. The Atom Project is actually created by their dad, who created this magnetic particle accelerator, and inadvertently it ended up eventually becoming time travel. And then his partner amongst this, after his death, started to monopolize off of this and really taking it to make it her own. So that's another dilemma. There's a bunch of different dilemmas kind of going on all at once here. Should I say a lot of interconnecting issues, from future Adam to younger Adam to their dad in the middle to this other villain that, you know, has obviously a thing against all of the Reed family and whatnot. So, you know, there's a bunch of different things going on here. Now, the thing we know about Ryan Reynolds, he still sings. We know his whole his charisma and just, you know, how commanding he is no matter what it is. We know the type of personality he is, and he always shines in that capacity all the time. But to my surprise, the kid kept up with him. Walker really, you know, had some great moments in this film, and I thought the two of them worked really good together. Great banter. I almost think they were actually really the younger version of Self. So, like, you know, yes, Ryan being Ryan, but Walker was right there, and I was all for that. So yes, there was a lot of comedy and a lot of wit. Speaking of younger Adam, I'm almost willing to, you know, when we talk about younger Adam, who, like I said, was you know, he has a big mouth. He got in trouble at school. He was pretty rough towards his mom, and his personality was very definitely out of the box. Makes me think that there's a lot of inspiration coming from Ryan Reynolds on this one, like, honestly. But nonetheless, you know, like I said, a lot of the good dialogue in this film really comes between the idea of what would you say to your younger self if you was able to time travel. If you were whatever age and you got to talk to your 13-year-old self, what would you say? What would those conversations be like? And the fact that you also mix all of time travel involved in all of that, like, that makes some of the best moments of this film is actually just the curiosity amongst one another about this. And, you know, while there is a huge, you know, dilemma going on, it was just kind of a fun adventure, just the two of them kind of kicking it as bros and just kind of navigating through life, you know. So, you know, I enjoyed that part. And like I said, you know, they're in 2022, but he wanted to end up in 2018 because he was trying to get his wife. He came from 2050. So, like, just think about the time periods of how much change, even in those 3 years or 4 years between 2018 and 2022, yet alone 2050, you know. So there's a lot of different things that kind of make of all of this, you know. But yeah, solid action. Ryan Reynolds really brought it as usual. You know what you're going to expect from him, but also in the choreography department, he was really good in the hand-to-hand combat, I must say. All the tech was dope. The special effects with the technology was dope. I like that. And overall, I just enjoyed the fights. I thought the fights were really good. They're my type of fights. You know what I mean? Like, not over the top, like master level choreography, but very enjoyable, easily digestible. Something like Power Rangers, but with a really good budget, you know? And yes, it was funny. It was fun. I will say it's pretty much a solid family-friendly adventure, you know, maybe mature audiences, but still overall for the entire family. And if I had to compare the tone to anything, Sonic, the last Sonic movie, easily. It feels and looks like it in all the departments. You swap Jim Carrey out, add Ryan Reynolds, it's the same thing to me. So, like I said, it was a good time, special effects, very good visuals, and ultimately you get a very solid happy ending. So hey, if there's something else to make of this world that they built, I'll be all for this. This was a good film. This is a good Netflix film. Totally check it out. If you're a Brian Reynolds fan, it's a no-brainer. But if you're just looking for your next fix, which I'm pretty sure this film is going to trend, stop by and check it out. It's a good film. I enjoyed it. It's not perfect. Yes, it has flaws, but I don't even think those things are even worth mentioning here because this is just fun. I had fun with it, and I think you will too. But yeah, this is the Atom Project coming out on Netflix March 11th. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about this film. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.